Alright, in this video I'll show you probably the use of block editor. Not all tools are relevant, but if you ever happen to use block editor, this much tools which I'll be explaining will be much sufficient for you to consolidate all of the block editor tools. Okay, simple way to open block editor is double clicking the block, and I'll show up the name, which is not at all an irrelevant thing for me. Alright, there comes the block editor window. Right in here there are two assets here. Which one is the first one is the first thing we want to look here is the parameters and actions here. Okay, parameters define the dimension of the actions which you are about to apply. In simple sense, actions are the modified tools that you will be applying for block. Okay, one thing, that even if the object remains as a block, it's not possible to move or do any modified tool on the sub-object level. Okay, if this is a block, this will stay as a single object. That's the main problem. Maybe if you want to move the circle right to here, it's not literally possible until the block editor came into here. Okay, now with block editor we can do all sort of actions here, which is a sort of a modifier. Mom makes me crazy every time. I don't know what I told last. Okay, so actions are sort of modified tools right there. In the simple sense, we can say that actions are a sort of modified tools that you can apply in the sub-object level, and parameters are the dimensions that you define to the block editor actions. Okay, maybe if you wanna do any sort of action in X and Y, you can go for point. Either you wanna do it for X or Y, use the word or, not logic and, it is logic or, either X or Y. You can go for linear. If you want to rotate something and stretch something, you can go for polar. You can array something. If you want to array something, you can go for X and Y. If you want to rotate something, you can go for rotation. If you want to align any object with respect to some particular axis or any line, you can go for alignment. Flip defines mirroring any object. Visibility will hide some object. Depends on your need, you can say. Lookup and base point, I'll explain it right now. Okay, the first thing is I want to move the circle here. Okay, so we can make use of point. Right in point, I'll be picking up the first point here, and I'll be picking up the second point here. Okay, there's a mosquito here, and it's the last moment of the mosquito. I'm gonna kill you. I'm so sorry. You came into the wrong spot. I killed it. Okay, so you pick 2 points to define the position, the grip. Okay, now get into actions. Now on, the procedure remains the same. Get into move, pick up the parameter and pick up the object to move and right click. That's the simple way. Now if you want to test it, you can go for a B test. Okay, now by selecting the object, you can see a new grip is right there. By using this grip, you can move the circle here even though this is a block. That is the use of block editor. Okay, well, you can close it. That's all about what? Move. Now let's get into linear. Okay, linear is used to do any actions in either X or either Y. So maybe if I want to move the circle in X direction, so I can go for first point, second point, and you can place it just like you are placing the dimension. Get into actions, I can go for move or scale. Okay, move, pick up the parameter, and okay, right now you want to define to which axis or which direction you want to move. So maybe if I would like to move in positive X, I can make use of this grip here, and I would like to select the object to move. That is it, and now you can go for a B test. So you can make use of this grip to move the object in the positive X direction. However, you move the mouse here, and that's not going to negative X, that will be always going to positive X, just like you are offsetting any object. The copy will be parallel to its initial position. Alright, next option is you can scale. Okay, for scale I have to pick linear. First point, second point, and I like to place it. Okay, that's great. Now get into actions. The second mosquito. Come on, baby. I don't care. Okay, I've placed what I've placed right now. I placed a linear right there. Now I can go for scale. The procedure remains quite the same. Pick up the parameter, pick up the object, and right click. You can go for a block test. I think this is block test. Yeah. You can scale it in the positive X. Right now, whatever you type will be the diameter of the circle. That's it. Quite simple. That is all about scaling the object. Now let's try stretching. For stretching, okay, I like to stretch the outermost rectangle right here. For stretching, again, I like to pick up the linear. First point, second point, and now I can place it. Now I get into actions here, and right now I can go for a stretch. Pick up the parameter. Now where do you want to stretch? I want to stretch it to right, so pick up the right grip. Now there comes your stretching part. You like to draw up the polygon, and now you can select the object and hit the enter key. If you try to test it, you can see that this is moving in the positive X direction. So that is it. Now polar stretch will impart both of the property of stretching and rotating. Okay, for that I like to delete the circle, and I want to pick up a rectangle here. Okay. For polar stretching, what we want to do here is get into polar. It is just like stretching, first point, second point, and you can place it right there. Now get into actions, every polar stretch, pick up the parameter, now pick up the grip. Now what you can do here is I like to make up the stretch polygon right there, and you like to select two objects. One is for stretching, the other one is for rotating. Okay, I want to stretch this object, hit the enter key. I want to rotate this object, hit the enter key. But the real problem is, I selected the first object for stretching. That is okay, but both objects are rotating. Alright. Okay, the simple thing that you like to understand in the polar is stretching and rotation will comes one after other, but all of the objects will rotate, and the first object that comes under the stretching polygon will be stretching. Okay, I'll show you that once again. So get into parameter, polar, and first point, second point, and I like to place it. Now get into actions, and there is polar stretch. Pick up the first object. Maybe I would like to stretch the object right from here. Now once again, so polar stretch, pick up the grip, and I want to stretch the inner rectangle, and I like to select the inner rectangle, and I like to pick up this object for rotating. But eventually both of the objects will be rotating. That's the theory, but the inner circle, or the inner box will be stretching. Okay, that is the theory that you like to understand. Well, the now next thing I wanna, that's all about polar stretch. Now let's get into rotate. It's used to rotate any object, you know that. First, what we want to do here is get into rotation. Pick up the first point, pick up the second point, and you would like to place the position of the grip. That will be right here. Okay, get into actions, rotate, and the procedure remains the same. Pick up the parameter, pick up the object to rotate, and right click. If you ever get into block test, you can rotate the object, and whenever the dynamic input is turned on, you can type the rotation angle, maybe 45 degrees. And listen, if I would like to restrict the angle, right now I can type any angle, 60, whatever angle the user can type. If ever I want to restrict the angle, that the user don't want to type any angle, user can pick the angle. You can make use of lookup right there. So basically lookup is used to restrict any of the action provided above. So first thing, that parameters, look up and pick up any point on the screen. Now get into actions, lookup. What you want to do here is pick up the lookup. Now add properties. The ankle is only one property left in here. Now you can type the ankle, and this is the text that you would like to appear on the screen, whatever text. 90, this could be like vertical. Okay, that's it. Now hit OK. But I don't want to see the grip. Just right click and I can turn off the grip for ankle. I don't want to see the grip. The only one grip that's right here is the lookup grip first. That is the angle 30 degree, and this is the angle 90 degree. So that is the use of lookup. It's used to restrict values provided for the actions above. Okay, now let's go into flip. Okay, procedure is quite simple. Flip is used to mirror the object. So maybe I like to mirror the object with respect to this plane here and place the flip axis. Get into actions, flip, and I like to pick up the object. I'll show that once again. I was in a hurry. Get into parameters, get into flip. You need to pick up the mirror axis line first and second. Now you can place it. Get into actions, get into flip. Okay, pick up the parameter and pick up the object that you want to flip. Okay, and try to test it. You'll be having a grip right there. Now you can make use of this grip to rotate it up and down. Nice. Okay, there is one parameters without action, that is alignment. Maybe by using alignment I'll be picking the first point here and second point here. Okay, this looks so cool. The main use of alignment is that will align the block with respect to any particular line. So by using this grip you can align the object. Okay, if you want to flip it, there is already one flip asset right there. So combine the use of align and flip to make this motif so simple. Okay, it's all about flipping the line. Next is visibility. So for visibility, what I'm gonna do here is I'll be there are three objects right here, and I'm gonna get into visibility. Okay, maybe I like to create three visibility states right from here. Okay, that's the first one is circle. I like to show all of those objects. Next one is you can have a triangle, and the last one is a rectangle, and this one I can rename it as show all. Okay, alright, trying to test it. Before testing, I want to say that right in rectangle, everything other than rectangle should be hidden. You can convey that procedure right into AutoCAD by selecting and clicking make invisible. Okay, and right now if you pick up rectangle, the only one thing that's left in the figure will be the rectangle itself. Okay, what about a triangle? So pick up objects other than triangle and make it invisible. Now there's a circle. Pick up objects other than the circle and I'm trying to make it invisible. Okay, show all, everything will be shown. Okay, now let's try and test it. Circle, triangle, and the last one is a rectangle. Okay. Alright, what else? There's one more option for us, which is known as base point here. Okay, right now the base point will be right at the origin. If you ever want to change the base point, make use of base point here. So yeah, say the changes. If I ever try to insert the block, the base point will be right there at the point which we define right now. You can change the base point if you want, but the important consideration will be that we like to delete the base point first before changing it. First delete the base point, then change it, and you want to pick up the particular point that you want to pick. So that is I changed the base point. Now what is this? Oh man, close the block and save the changes. Now if you try to insert it, that will happen. Well, that's the use of block editor, and there's one more thing coming. Well, in the next session I'll tell you the practical use of block editor, where you're gonna use it practically. Alright, just hold. This is my old video recording, so maybe a couple of mistakes I've recorded 3 or 4 years ago. So let's get started. Alright, I'd like to create a table here. I like to keep everything so minimalistic, so the table will be having 1 meter by 50 centimeter in height, or the depth. In here I like to fix some chairs.
chairs, in the sense I'll be using some sort of rectangles to represent chair, stool you can say. I like to copy this tool right away. The distance from first stool to second stool shall be maybe I don't know, it can be 700. Okay, then mirror. Okay, this looks so perfect. So by measuring the distance MEA, it could be like 1000 by 500, and the spacing, okay, so spacing is not important. The horizontal spacing shall be 540. Anyways, converting everything right into a block. Alright, first thing, I like to stretch this table. By stretching the table, I like to increase the number of chairs here. So the simple logic is you can get into a parameter set using the linear stretching parameter sets. I can use first point here, and I can pick up the second point somewhere over here, but you know, object snap, I need to have the perfect distance. Object snap doesn't work perfect. I can use point filters, dot x of this point and dot y of somewhere along this point, so I can fix it up over here. Now for stretching, action selection set and make a new selection set, I can draw a stretch frame around this asset, this table, which is about to stretch here. So if I try to test the block here, I can use this asset right in to stretch the table. And next thing, I like to increase the number of chairs while stretching the table. For that, I'll be using the same parameter here. Under action, I can use the array option here, pick up the parameter. I like to pick up these two objects for arraying. And for specifying the distance, I can use the center to center distance between these two chairs here. If I try and test the block, you can see that's happening. User can anytime use this grip and pick up the distance for stretching this asset here. Taking this step one step forward, I can use block table. Suppose if the user wants to have 3 chairs, 4 chairs, if a list, this shall appear right here in the form of block table. Maybe using this grip right away, this point, and hitting the enter key will bring you up the block properties table here. I can add parameter. There's only one parameter, distance 1, and I can add a user defined parameter that shall be a string. It can be like number, that's okay for now, and hit OK. I like to understand the spacing of this object by using test block. For 2 objects, it will be like the spacing will be like 778. Note it down somewhere. For 2 objects, spacing is 777 point something. Is it? I don't remember the math. 778.9, 778.9 for 3, 4, and 5. That's enough. For 3, the length shall be 1650 approximately. 1650 approximately. For in here, block table, block properties, I like to pick up the number here. I can have 2 chairs, I can have 3 chairs, I can have 4 chairs. Distance. Alright, this looks maybe okay. Trying to test the block. Select the asset. I can have 2. It's already 2. It's 3. And it's 4. Looks so great. Alright, that's it. So user can anytime use this grip to stretch it. Either if the user don't want to see the grip, I can hide it. Grip display can be turned off. Alright, but that's not applicable here. And one more thing I like to take one step forward is there's no chairs right at this face perpendicular. I like to bring on chairs right into the face too. For that, I like to copy this. Maybe one over here and one over here. Now, while stretching this object, I need to associate some move action right into this object. So, simple thing, get into move, select the parameter. Okay, associate the node and pick up the object here. Simple thing, trying to test the block. Drag. You can see that, right? Alright, looks great. That's it for now. I'm having a block something like this. So first I would like to stretch this table. Okay, linear stretch, first point and second point. I could place it right here. Then right click, I can have new selection set which goes under here. Select the table and hit enter. I can test the block. If I try to stretch it, I can see that the table has been stretched. Next option, if the table's been stretched, I would like to array these persons together. So human beings, get into actions, array, pick up the parameter, and I need to pick up the objects. First object, okay, then second object, okay, that's it. Hit the enter key, then like to specify this spacing either from first point to second point here. Trying to test the block using this thing. Yeah, you can see that. How's it? So beautiful, you can see that. That's it.